Okay, this is Mario once again, and just a quick video on this setup that I have here. These are two washers and one of these well-done hubs. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to make a hub, an adapter hub for the golf carts that have the 4-bolt pattern um, uh, wheels. And so this assembly right here is set up to do that. I still have to weld these parts together. I just got these weld-on hubs from BMI Karts. Um, Perfect, for this application here. It's just got to be welded. But I just wanted to show, what this would look like once it's done. Now, these are just the nuts that came with some of the wheels that I've been buying. Secondhand wheels, the 4 sets I bought them with nice hubs or nice wheel rims, but the tires are worn out, a little too worn out, for to be used for the go-kart. The other set of 4 wheels that I just bought, they have much better tread on the rubber, and so they're much better, and they're nicer also in terms of the rims. I spent about $100 in eight wheels total, so it's not bad. I was going to buy new ones, but then you run into much more money. I don't want to invest too much because this is a cart. This is going to go on the Yerf dog that I bought for about $300. And it just doesn't justify to go nuts and buy new stuff when you can find something that'll work a little bit used, but not so much abused, and you can end up with a pretty nice go-kart. And so this is something that I wanted to do because the cost for one of these things, one of these um, adapter hubs, if you buy them through Amazon or through GoPowerSports.com or something like that. I think it's another company that sells these, or even BMI. I think carries all these adapters. You end up paying 34 and up, for each one of these things, and then you need 2 of those. So you're in the realm of $50 to $75. I have not found cheaper ones that have this particular slot here for the and that have a 1-inch. They're designed for 1-inch shafts with a key slot. These came with the way you see them here. They have the slot and they have just one set screw on the opposite side. The wheels, the wheel hubs on the original cart, on the original wheel rims, they have 2 holes, threaded holes. One that is in line with the slot for the key, and then another one at 90 degrees from that position. So they have 2. These only have one opposite that, but I mean, I'm not too concerned with this because I am going to use wheel collars, to set the depth or the distance on these adapters on the shaft, and so I can adjust them any length I want, from the center of the shaft, and that also allow me to use different width wheels. So this is the assembly. I wanted to capture this. I just got these today. I was excited to receive these so that I can start welding these parts together. I still need to create the holes here so that the bolts go right through. These are the nuts that came with one set of those wheels that I bought. The seller that sold me these was nice enough to include these nuts. These look like they're fine thread. I don't know the size of the thread. I'm gonna have to put a gauge there to figure out the threading. And once I do that, I'll have to get some bolts, proper length and size bolts. So when this is drilled, I can just weld those in the back, and they'll be permanent part of this assembly here. But I wanted to capture this video as a continuance of of these options and ideas that I've been showing on some of my recent videos. So this is how this would end up. If you're done with this, with the bolts, I'm going to try to find a larger washer here because this is 4.5 inches in diameter, and I need another 1/2 inch. So I actually need a 5-inch washer that has a little more meat on the perimeter, so that when I put the bolt, it's not just on the edge here. Even though, I mean, once this is welded on the edge, I think it'll be fine. But I would rather have something with a little more area here. So I'm going to try to find another washer, even though, when, like I said in my other video, when you start getting into the 5 inch, 6 inch diameters, this is 4.5. You're going to be spending a little more money, and by the time you're done assembling this, it's probably going to cost you about the same as you would pay for the pre-assembled one. So that's something to consider for anybody that's looking at this and looking at the also the options. I like doing stuff like this. I really enjoy working on this and making my own contraptions. And so for me, it's if the price is a little bit lower than what you would pay for the fully assembled one, I'm still good with that. But for you, if you don't, if you're balancing costs versus the time that you invest, the tooling that you need to do this, you may not have a welder, and so in that case, your options, your only options is to purchase the unit, for $34-40, for these hub adapters. But if you're like myself, that I like building things, I like assembling things, and I like doing my own way. You may find this interesting and enjoyable. I really like cutting things and machining them and fitting them and making it work. And so there's a level of satisfaction in doing that. So I got these, and now I just have to complete this process here. So, but like I said, I'm going to try to find a bigger washer so that these holes are have a little more surface on the edge. But if not, then I'll just I still have to get these bolts here. I wasn't sure what size bolts they were, but I'm glad I got these nuts. Now I know what. Now I have a reference for the threading, and once I find the gauge of the thread on this, I'll just purchase a bunch of them, because I have about 8 wheels, and 4 of them, if I use 4 of them on one cart, the other 4 will go on the other cart. So I need to make about, I bought 4 of these to make. I was considering doing this mirror image at the other side so that I have a much longer hub. And I still think I'm going to have to do that just to have a little more surface area here on the wheel, because we're talking about these wheels are 18-inch in diameter wheels there, and by I think they're 9.5 or something like, or 8.5 in width. So they're very hefty wheels. So just 1 inch is just not enough. So, and I think this is about this is about 1.5 inches, I believe. So 1.5 inches, we're talking about 3, which will fit perfectly as a replacement for the wheel that I had to cut because it wouldn't come out, from the shaft. So, and then, this will have to be a mirror image, like I said. This will be on the bottom with the set screws exposed to the outer surface or the outer ends, so that they're easier to access. But yeah. And you can see this washer right here. I bought it so that I could. In my other video, I talked about how I bought these washers so that I thought I could just weld that on my existing wheel, the original wheel on the go-kart, so that I could try to pry it out, from the shaft. But it wasn't working. It just didn't. It wasn't working. So, but I had some of these leftovers, and you can see how nice the fit is here. It's very precise. This right here, I'm going to have to center that on this other washer once I determine whether I'm going to use this or the larger one. It's got to be concentric, so that this doesn't wobble or it's not doesn't introduce any vibrations. But yeah, so this fits right here, but you can see how much more massive this one that they welded on this sprocket is. This won't fit there. This is about. The wall thickness here is much thicker than these guys right here, by I would say about a 16, about a 16 of an inch thicker is this hub right here. But this will be fine. Two of these, like I said, to make up for that. To support the wheels, the golf cart wheels, which are pretty beefy, pretty wide, and they will look nice on the go kart once this is all set up. I plan on painting the rims, to match my yellow and black paint scheme that I have on the Yerf dog, on one of them, and I think it's going to look pretty cool. I'll probably just paint the rims and then paint this maybe black, so that it has a nice blend, of and industrial yellow. So this is where I'm at. I wanted to capture this also on video. It says the third part of this series on this series of videos on this particular assembly here. Mario once again. Next video, I think I will have this assembled and maybe just mount it on the wheel. Stay tuned for more.